Hey, GMB, I saw that you were first on the chat, but you're not showing up in the chat. What's up with that? What? You see that? I saw it on YouTube. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I'm telling you what, man. StreamYard's coming, bro. Some coffee, man. GMB, I'm in your hood. I'm around your way. I hear him. I don't see him yet, but I hear him. The legend is in the house. I just heard him clearing his throat. Come on, Wes. We got to spit over the beat a little bit. You got to talk over the beat like we're doing the intro or something. I know you hear me, motherfucker. I see your face. I can hover over the thing and see your face. I see you grinning. He just muted. All right, hold up. There's GMB. I just saw it. Said we locked in. I don't know why it didn't show you. I saw you were in here first, man. I don't know why that comment disappeared. It's weird. GMB was in here first. And yeah, GMB, I'm in the hood, man. I need to get up at some point. I need some kava in my life. I'm gonna get up. Probably this week. Possibly tomorrow. I don't know. Let me know what your schedule's looking like, GMB. Your schedule. All right, Wes, get your ass ready. I don't know how to get us on screen after this. Oh, shit. All right, I'm counting on you, Wes. Because I don't know what to do from here. There it is. There it is.
What's up, dude?
What is going on, man?
Is it me or do I look foggy?
It's a little bright. Let me turn this over. Yeah, I feel like I'm in Cheech and Chong's car, man, but just not in the front. It's like behind you, there's like a session going down right now. God, I remember we used to hotbox back in the day in the car, and it would look like that, man. In the car, you couldn't even see nothing. Man,
those were the days.
Couldn't do that no more.
No, I mean we could. I just don't think it would be fitting.
I'll be in the back with my nebulizer and shit every 5 minutes. fucking asthma and shit, back problems. Too old for that shit.
Oh, yes. Welcome everybody to another Thursday night live stream where the Crypto Remora. We come to you live every Thursday and talk about the markets and crypto, Web3, everything in general, guys. It has been a very shit, not only in the East Coast here in beautiful Myrtle Beach. It's a little shitty outside, but in the markets, man, we just wait till we pull up the freaking charts, guys. Wait till we pull up the charts. The answer was right in front of my freaking face. Market structure was beautiful. I mean, what an opportunity for a short, and directional bias, man. Directional bias. You get that single sight, that single vision, and you just expect the markets to keep pumping. I mean, dude, we just went up literally from what, 50,000, 60,000 to freaking 115 almost. Like, come on, man. It was stupid to expect for us to just keep going up. I got to remember, this is not 2020. This is not 2021. This is a different beast. And it's just a reminder that we have to take a full rounded look on the charts, on the markets, and what we can really expect. I feel like I didn't do a good job of that last time, because we would have seen this. Just wait till I show it to you, man. Guys, you've probably seen it. Just a simple change of character in the markets, man, making new lows, and there would have been a beautiful opportunity to go for a short, and we just didn't. I just didn't see it. I didn't want to see it, right? So, but what's going to happen next, right? Where are we stopping at? Are we going to keep going lower? I think those are the questions we're going to answer today. Is there an opportunity? Is the bottom in? Is the local bottom in? Are we going to continue up? We're going to look at all that stuff, guys. Look at some targets, price predictions, things like that. If there's anything you want us to look at, put it in the chat and we'll take a look at it. Siri, how you doing, man?
I actually am on the counter side of everything you just said. I actually, for 110% profit on the last trade. Doubled my portfolio, and I just want to bring
Tell
up
me you went
this
in with
chart.
size. Tell me you went in with size,
I kept, I 36x leverage. So, I mean, I use high leverage. I've been using nothing but high leverage, but I'm farming the airdrop over there on your recommendation over on Lighter. I just want to show you my screen real quick.
Let's go, man. Let's see that W.
This is pretty badass, you guys. This is actually a screenshot from yesterday, something I made, and it's kind of explaining that range thing. Can you guys see my mouse? I think you can see it.
Yes.
So basically what happened was, I was watching this level up here, right? I said, well, the market makers, which I don't ever like to see this. When I see an upward massive shit like this, and then I see it kind of going up, and I see the RSI dropping, and I see the price going up, that always tells, and this is yesterday's chart, that always tells me the short was coming. Like I saw this coming a day or two ago. I was like, we're going down. And I still think there's some downward movement ahead because of this thing, but I finally got a name, Wes.
Okay. This is
ETH. Yeah, my bad. This is
for a second.
Yeah, no, this is ETH. Okay. Yeah, I know, right? I should have said that, but just real quick, and I don't want to go over this because this is something for another video altogether, but I just wanted to say that I've been using this theory, and can you bring us up on screen too, Wes, in the bottom? Because we don't need to, like, we disappeared somehow.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, they put us on the fuck. Going back StreamYard. You're going back to StreamYard. All right.
So what you got, man? What was your thought process on this?
My thought process, why I got in the short, right? Why I got in the short. There was a multitude of things. We were looking at the 103.5 level. We've been looking at that level, right? And what it is when you see a massive move like this, unless Bitcoin's going to keep ripping, that you're owed this level here. You need that correct.
There's an inefficiency, and
it's right. And then when I saw this, and I saw the RSI dropping, I saw the price slightly upward. You could say continuation pattern. I was not convinced. And I said that this is going to fall. And I just kept scalping the line, right? Scalping small trades, $20, $30 trades, but at 30x leverage. So I was only making $1 or $2 or $3 or $4 at most per trade. But I kept doing it all day. I was just like, I'm just going to keep
ranging. Yeah.
I'm going to get the rhythm. And what happened was it eventually, that 36x leverage, when it broke down, I was in a trade. So I actually learned a lesson from that. I said, holy shit. Like, as long as you keep trading when you're scalping and because I'm farming points, as long as I was always in a trade and I knew I thought a downward short was coming, I was actually prepared for once. Like, I was ahead of the game for once. So when it fell, luckily I'd walked away from my computer a little bit for a couple minutes, because I do that too. And I came back and I was like, holy shit, dude, $36 in profit on the move. And I was like, yeah, let me put that in my pocket. It's small money, but I only put in $40, and I've been trading on $40. I turned it into $100. So I'm like, shit, man, if that was 400, I would have turned that into 1,000. Right. So I'm just trying to learn my system, but this is what I wanted to show you. Remember, I was talking about these levels where the elevator and the floors, the building levels and the elevator. So I came up with a name for what I'm trying to describe, and it's called the V theory. The V theory. The V theory means you don't look at the time. You don't look left to right. You almost don't even look right to left. You just start at the middle point, which is the center of the V, right? And what it is don't pay attention to which direction it is. Just look at your levels. How much trading's happened here? How much trading happened on this floor? How much trading happened here? And the sneaky shit, I'm telling you, this floor down here got traded quite a bit, so I'm not expecting this floor. I think this floor is dead, and I think this floor is dead. I think there's too much trading. The market makers did too much. Not saying we won't go in there again. I'm just saying, look where the least amount of trading has happened. These sneaky bastards, look what they did. They sliced all the way through this, came up real quick and just wrecked that level, never came back to it again. And then they they jumped through it this way. So when you look at it from the V point in the middle, and don't look at it from left to right, don't look at it in a linear fashion. Train your eyes to look at just the levels. That's why I call it the V theory, because I'm getting you away from looking at left to right. Don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to the levels, because it doesn't matter when. It just matters, is it going back to that level? So what I was saying is, this level got sliced through like butter twice, and they completely ignored it. They came down here for a little bit, and then they went down here and traded a bunch, right? And then they sliced through this level. So in my opinion, this floor and this floor have been ignored. So this floor is almost done. Are we super bullish and going to the upside? I don't think so. And that goes into today's video. What I think is going to happen is, I think that these two levels, these sneaky bastards, are going to take us back into either this level, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe they drop us there, but if nothing else, we could go sideways and up to the top of this range again, and then come to this level. But either way, I say that this level here, unless you can convince me otherwise, this is my next level. Like, we're already in it technically. I think we're already in this level. So, but what I'm saying is, the reason why goes with this V theory, and it's something I coined. It's something I came up with completely. I've never heard anyone else describe it this way. So I think this is
beautiful,
officially,
man. Yeah,
I think this is officially my theory of what I've been trying to explain over the last year of looking at the levels.
People create their own systems, dude. And like, once you lock into your own system, if it works for you, dude, like, be the master of that system.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm still trying to figure out like my system, dude. And it's, you want to stick with that. Trading isn't like hopping from, different styles back and forth. One day you're a support and resistance trader, and the other day you're just straight, indicators, RSI, MACD. You know what I mean? Like, stick with one thing, dude. It could just be the MACD, support and resistance, and you have your fucking system. Be the master of that system. Don't go back and forth. You trade patterns one day, and you trade candlesticks the next. And
totally,
I think that's where people get it wrong, man. Some people are smart. What are they? Smart money concept traders. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. That's cool to see that you have created your own system,
Yeah,
dude. That's
dude.
awesome, man. I
And
love
I've been working on it for the last
it. Yeah.
probably 2 years of what
No,
the hell to name it, dude. And I
I
finally
do.
the V theory.
I like
Come
that. I
on,
like the
dude.
V theory, man.
Because
I like the
they
V
always
theory.
like iron condor or
Yes. Yeah.
butterfly
Yeah.
spread or a naked short. I'm
Wait,
like,
what?
this is the you never heard that? All these Wall Street guys were doing excessive amounts of cocaine in the
Yeah.
80s, and they were coming up with like the folded
Crazy
backsliding
fucking.
iron condor. All these pattern names are all these sick perverted things these Wall Street guys were sitting around doing yoke and coming up with names. You could just picture it. Oh, it's an
Oh,
iron
dude.
condor.
Absolutely.
Come on, bro.
Right.
Come on, man.
Come on,
Like
man.
this
They're
ain't
just being
this
funny.
ain't no nerd freaking guy coming up with this
Yeah.
shit. This is Wall Street cats. So I just named it V theory in that spirit. But I totally with what you're saying, and then we'll look at some charts. With what you're saying, I just want to double down on that, you guys. What Wes said is the best knowledge I can give you over 4 years of trading, me and Wes both. Dude, when you walk into a grocery store, just because they have everything doesn't mean you have to fucking buy everything.
I love it, dude.
So
do you have a system when you go to the grocery store?
I know what I want before I go, dude.
I know
I know what I'm spending before I leave.
System, dude.
Yeah.
I have a system from the time I walk
I'm in
the
and
grocery
out that
store
bitch.
to the time I walk in my door. Bro, so I'm up 3 flights of stairs and I have this thing where, the cables that you tie stuff down with in your truck, whatever, so they keep you from flying out. Yeah. So what I do now is I'll go through the grocery store. I know which aisles and how I'm going and everything. Frozen last because, it's frozen. You want to get that last. So I put it in the truck and I'll put the little rope through all the bag handles. And then when I go to bring them up, I just grab that one rope, dude. And I just take a whole fucking
like Santa Claus out this bitch.
Like 10, 15. I swear people have seen me like, that's a good idea.
That's pretty damn smart.
Like, yeah, man, I'm going up 3 flights of stairs. So
yeah, that's a bitch.
So
that's actually pretty slick, dude.
But
that's
you
pretty
have
slick.
your system. We have our system for things. Trading is no different. And it's going to cost money. People get in the trading and then they don't have any kind of system and then they're just throwing money and they're losing money. That's business cost, man. That's business expenses. Yes. When you start a business, you're going to spend money. And when you start trading, you're going to lose money. Put that towards the business. That's it. It's just what it costs. The cost of learning, the cost of experience.
It's cheaper than school. It's cheaper than going to school, bro.
If you're playing, for sure, man.
Yeah, if you're playing with limits and you're limiting your exposure, you have your hodl bags over here. You have your Bitcoin and your ETH that you ain't touching until the bull run, right? It should be separate. I always tell people, separate your trading from your hodl bag. You have a hodl bag and then you have a trading bag. And then even within your trading bag, you should use that 3 to 5% rule, man. I never use more to 3 to 5% per trade because you can get wiped out.
Yeah, 3 to 5%. So I got $100 total in the market, my hodl bag, $100. So I trade with $3. That's
$3, dude. You're laughing. I made I made a video right before I got on stream, just trying to explain the scalping and the lighter thing. And I don't know, I might redo it, but I think it's crucial just for people to see that. Rosalita, can you go get me some coffee, please? Coffee, please.
I saw a strategy today. It was a scalping strategy. And the guy, I stay on YouTube, man, just watching different techniques and shit and trying to figure out mine. But I saw a guy that was using the 25, the 50, and the 100 moving averages. That's it. And
it works, dude. The EMA is
system worked, dude. He was trading on the 5-minute chart, and he said once they're spread out and you have the 3 going in the same direction, wait for it to cross down to the 25 and hit the 50, and then when it comes back and is green in the 25, put your sell order in, 1.5 risk to reward, and boom, like they were doing examples back to back because the guy was trying to test that system, and it was good, man. It was like a 65% win rate, dude. So really good, really cool. Man, Rosalita.
Oh, let's talk about some. Let's talk about some news here. Beef on Twitter, man. Beefaroni.
Big beef. That's my
Elon and Musk, dude.
Big beef. Oh, my bad.
Elon versus Trump, dude. Let's talk some
Well, what
gossip
is
shit right now, bro. He's
I've
like,
been hearing this, man. What is going on?
bro, the bromance is over. The gloves have come off, and Elon has said that Trump was in the Epstein files, and that's why he don't want the Epstein list. You know, them is fighting words, bro. So Elon
Wait,
took the
what?
gloves off and swung hard
Wait,
over that bill that was getting passed. So you haven't
Triple
seen
B?
this yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the big beautiful bill, yeah.
Dude, tell
So
me about it, man.
yeah, Elon is he's not playing that shit. And he's like, yo, and called Trump out on the Epstein thing. So which we all
What?
seen the video of Trump partying with all the blondes and with Epstein, and he's kind of like leaning over and talking to him and shit. We've all seen that, but just because you've seen a video of him hanging with him, that doesn't.
Yeah.
They all run in them circles, bro.
Right.
Like,
right.
you know what I'm
But
saying?
what
Has he
happened
been on the
between
jet though?
Musk?
I don't know. I don't think he has, but if he, like Elon Musk got pissed because this bill, right? And he's saying, "Oh, this bill is
They
spending."
didn't cut enough spending. Yeah. Okay.
And I get that. I'm on Elon's side with that because he's right. Like 5 trillion in debt. Like you're gonna do 5 trillion. What? We're gonna fucking approve $5 trillion, bro. Like, so Elon's not in the wrong. And even if Elon got pissed off about the EV mandate because he said something about the electric vehicle thing where he wants to cut the tax breaks for the electric vehicles, right?
Mhm.
Or the mandate or whatever. He was like, so where you would think Elon's pissed off about that, Elon's like, I'm not pissed off about that. I just think that if you're going to cut it for one, you should cut it for oil and gas too. There should be no shit. And that's fair. I agree with Elon on that. I think he makes a great point. There shouldn't be limits on capital markets. Let the freaking market decide. We're supposed to be a free country.
Yeah.
Take all those bullshit mandates out of here, bro. Let the market decide what they want. Let the people decide what the hell they want. I'm all for that. So I agree with Elon there. And I agree with Elon on $5 trillion, bro. We're gonna spend $5 trillion, bro. Like, holy shit! Do you know how much money that is? Like, there's no going back from that. We already did that shit. Didn't we learn from 2020? So I see Elon's thing, but Elon did like a school grader and was like, "Yo, your mom's fat, yo." Like, Elon's comeback was just, "Yo, you were on that. You went to Epstein Island." Like, it was kind of a childish thing.
Hold on,
it's kind of childish, but
he
at
really
the same
came
time,
back at him like that.
If you come back and you swing like that on Twitter, bro, them is fighting words. So
he said that to Trump.
Yeah, dude.
Bro,
you
I
haven't
thought they were
seen the
homies.
tweet?
No, man.
Dude. All right, we need to pull that shit up.
Oh,
you need to see the tweet,
dude.
Yeah, bro. Huge deal. Huge deal.
I mean, I believe it. You said that's all he said was.
He just said we should pull it up because let's pull it up. I'll share the screen, man. Yeah, dude.
No,
I was just like, what the hell happened, bro?
In the sand.
Like, what? Yeah, it's like, yo, Nick makes one trade and the world goes fucking nuts. Like, I can't have one good trade with a day be normal other than that. No, absolutely not. We got to have freaking crazy. But yeah, he straight up came out and said it. And you know, if you watch that video with Epstein hanging with Trump in the party, you see Trump kind of dancing with these women, and so what? He was a single man back then. You know,
right. Really,
I'm loaded rich. I'd be dancing with the girls too. So you can't knock him for that. And the girls were all of age from what I see in the video. He's just leaning over talking to Epstein. And so I'm not defending him. I'm just saying just say from that because all those guys run in those circles, right? Back in the day. Let's see here. I'm sure it'll be right on Elon's
take
page.
A swing at Trump, dude. That's crazy.
But yeah, I can't believe you didn't see that yet.
No, I think I heard something about it this morning.
But yeah, the original tweet was that Elon was pissed off with the bill. Definitely a good DCA. Holmes, what is going on? Dirt Donkey in the house. GMB was in here first. Get.Small's in here. We didn't even say what's up to Get. What is going on, homies? Let me try to share the screen real quick, Wes, and then it'll. And we need to get some of the homies back on, bro.
It's gonna be.
I want to get. What happened?
Oh no, some you sharing the screen. I said it's gonna be a thing. I'm just kidding, though.
Oh no. I put that away. You're talking about the goat stuff? Yeah, I put that away. It's-
Dude, I'm
Trump
almost
criticized
scared to look
Elon
at
for
price.
see. You're gonna have all these. You're gonna have all these. Okay, so yeah, here we go.
What you got?
Is it sharing the damn screen? It's or not? Is it just taking that long?
Oh, that's not it. No, you don't have the screen shared.
I think I got this other scene. Hold on, because that sucks up memory too. Oh shit! Did I just delete us?
No, we're good.
It's playing the intro though.
No, it's not anymore.
God damn it. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna remove that.
All
Man.
right.
How about that? How about that?
Well, can you bring us? Yeah, remove that shit. That's what I was
Move
trying to do,
shorts.
but I removed us like an idiot. And then I'll let you pull us back up. Can't use this platform, bro. I have to get back
I
on
still see us.
StreamYard.
I don't know what
layout is.
I don't know what
stupid.
you're seeing.
I don't see shit, bro. I see a blank screen. I hope.
All right, I got you here, man. I got you, brother.
I think our people are seeing a blank screen right. Yeah, they're looking
right
like
here,
there.
bro.
We are.
Boom.
Sorry about that, guys. I think I clicked the wrong shit. There we go. All right, there we go. So let's look at this here. Here's the video. If you haven't seen the video with Trump and Epstein, it's just him dancing, partying.
Okay.
Well,
Wait, so he didn't post that. He just reshared it and put a face, an emoji.
No, this is old shit. Yeah, this is old shit. I've seen this video before this, like years ago. I saw this video.
Okay, so what did I want to see the tweet with that you were talking about?
So okay, so you want to see the actual trip, but I want to show you the video with him and Epstein. So just watch this shot, and then we'll scroll down. So here you go. Here's Epstein, and he walks in, and you can see them kind of hanging out. Can you hear the audio, Wes?
Dude. That's 1992. No.
Yeah. You can't hear the audio. I don't know why it does that shit. Well, even Epstein was young in this.
Yeah, that's old shit. Like, I don't even think that's relevant. I don't know why.
Yeah, you've seen this. Everybody's seen this. He doubles over in laughter. He laughs. But this is the quote unquote proof, I guess, which is not enough proof for me for anything. But yeah, okay, he's talking to him, but so what? Let's see the original tweet. Elon posted a lot since here. In light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contract, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. Okay, so time to drop the really big bomb. Here it is. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. There's your shot heard around the world. About 4 hours ago. So mark this post for the future. Dude. The truth will come out. That's why I said these is fighting.
Flipping on him like that, dude. That's crazy.
Okay, so check this out. This was what
I need to get on the TL, dude.
Yeah, so basically it was over this bill, man, because the first one to say something was Mike, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, said, I don't know why Elon has a problem with this bill. I'm still scrolling because I want to find where Elon said it. Elon said something about the bill, and then Mike Johnson came out and said, me and Elon are friends, but I disagree with him, blah, blah, blah. Here's a tweet five hours ago, but that's not it. We really need to go back a day or so, because he basically was in open opposition of the bill, and that pissed off Mike Johnson. It pissed off Trump, and then their bromance started having a bad turn from there.
Yeah.
And
I'm
from
not
there, you got
really
that other
concerned about it.
line. But I mean,
I
the
got
main thing is the main beef. You had to see the fighting words. Um, I don't know, man. I mean, shit. I didn't mean to minimize you.
I got it,
There we
man.
go.
That's what I meant by it's
But
going to be a thing.
yeah, it's always going to be a thing with that. We get back on StreamYard. I'm good to go. We're going to have to do that because this thing. Not that I hate it. It's just I
It's just
can't
not
work these.
smooth, man. It's not efficient. It is
No,
really
it's not.
shitty, dude.
It's
All
not.
right. Good for the
But
person, but yeah.
but like, yeah, there's beef going on. So that's the big news talk on the town. The tariff thing's still going on with all this shit. Um, there's a lot of people buying Bitcoin. There's a lot of institutions buying Bitcoin, but I just think like, bro, shit's about to hit the fan. I think they're gonna try to get one more dip in, man. So I don't know. When you're ready to pull up some charts, we'll take a look. But those were just my psychological lookings at the market, what's going on with the world. You got to pair all that shit in. It's not always about the charts, you guys. You have to look at the world, you have to look at the vibe, all the shit, man. And change, you got to change up in investing. You better be able to switch like on a dime, bro. You can't get so married to one thought and you just think you're right. Like me too. I'm all thinking, oh, we're going down, we're going down. I need to look at what Wes is looking at because I need to be prepared just in case we don't go to this range that I'm looking at, because you don't know. You don't have a crystal ball. You have to have a plan either way. So I think with that, Wes, if you want to dive into some shiznit, we can do it.
All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm trying to figure out where I want to start at, dude.
Dirt Donkey said coffee stat. I know I'm gonna jinx the whole shit. Wes, can you hold it down while I go make a cup? Let me go brew a cup. Pull up your charts and talk to the people. Let me pull up a cup. I need some. Y'all be right back for reals. Talk to the people.
All right, I guess we can start here. Let me make sure I'm got the right thing here. All right. I think this is a good start. This is a good start here. All right, guys. I'm going to start off with Lux Algo. I think it paints a pretty clear picture here. What the fuck am I looking at, Siri? The hell is this, dude? I think your camera fell, man. What the hell? All right. Anyways, let's go here. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I don't know what's going on with his camera there. Let's start off with Lux Algo. Let me adjust this, make sure it looks right. Probably not. Yeah, it does. Cool. Looking good here. Boom. Okay. All right. So now we can see a little bit better here. We're going to start with Lux Algo. This is the daily chart. All right. Daily chart, Lux Algo. This is our one impulse move that we saw. This zigzag indicator just kind of gives you a clear vision of where the important pivot points are, where the highs, support, resistance, all that good stuff. And as you can see, man, we've talked about this on a weekly chart as being a one impulse wave, right? No pullbacks in there. You can see we have some efficiencies. We'll get back to that. But as of right now, man, Lux Algo, we got our buy signal here. We saw the money flow starting to go into on the bullish side and the positive, which is a good thing. These aren't really pullbacks, in my opinion. I mean, technically, I guess you could say they are, but even the zigzag doesn't pick up on any pivots in this impulse move here, in this move up. Because when you have a move up like that and you've got equal highs and then something, a wick even higher, we never dip below that point. We made equal lows and we just kind of went straight across, then up. Same thing here. We've got our high and we've never really dipped below that. So it's really hard to say that we had any kind of pullbacks in here. I mean, obviously we had a correction phase where we just kind of trailed off and went sideways for a little bit. but it's not picking up on it, and it's just showing one impulse move. So with that being said, obviously we need some kind of pullback, right? And we were talking about the Elliott waves, the channeling, the Elliott wave channeling or whatever. And let me just do this. All right. So we had our beginning of wave 1 coming out, and you can see this is just one channel, right? And the way that we know that we're starting to go into our next wave, which is our correction wave, is when we fall out of that channel. And as you can see, that's what we're doing. This is something we were expecting, right? We knew that we were coming out of this channel. We just didn't know how far. We've come back to this order block. So far, that order block has kind of held us up here. But this is healthy, man. This is a good correction. I thought we were just going to do a 1, 2, 3 correction, down 1, 2, 3, and then continue up. We fell through that. I was hoping for a double bottom back here at 102. We fell through that. Remember, we talked about 102. We were saying 102 was the bottom. We'd hit 102, and then we continue up. So I was hoping we would get a double bottom, 102, and then continue up. We fell through 102. And I do think, to be honest with you guys, I do think that you can't really say that we've broken structure yet. One, because we still got like 15 minutes, man. We still got 15 minutes until this is over. And I'm looking at this pivot point. That is the high and that is the low of this entire move. And look where that is, dude. We hit that low. We've had equal lows on that pivot point where we hit the high. We made our high. That is a major swing. And we had an equal low. So until we fall through that, close below that, I'm really not concerned about this being something detrimental to the markets. Lux Algo does have a sell signal here, and it is pointing towards $97,000, $98,000 to be that first zone. Also, you can see some inefficiencies. I'm going to cancel this one out because we did wick back into it with that move here. But then there's one that's down here, right? So that one's kind of worrisome. Not all the time do these things fill, but I mean, it is possible. I don't think it happens. So looking at this, man, I think that we're at a solid area of support. We have bounced there so far. As you can see, it's the smart trail as well. We have bounced there, and let's see if we can hold back up. If we fall through that, then we have this next order block that would be likely for us to go to 95,000, and then we could look for continuation. The reason I like the 95,000 is because it's also in that golden zone there. That's 93. So it's 93,000 is the 0.5 on that swing. So we could go there, man, but it's close. There's that order block. So I would look for that next level, man. If we lose 101, we lose 100,000, look for 98,000, possibly we lose 98, then we could go down to, somewhere in this range, in this yellow range here where that order block is. But from there, man, I mean, dude, that's the end of wave 2. That's the end of our correction. And I think it would be an opportunity to put a long in there. We continue up. And I don't know if you're back, Sierra, or not, but Siri. Jesus. I lost him.
Can you hear me?
There he is. Yes.
All right. So yeah, I heard everything you were saying on that last one. This is my thought on that. I agree 100% with everything. Where the only thing that I would say is, and I like your Elliott wave. I'm actually learning Elliott wave by watching this shit play out. And like you're saying, you're still waiting on wave 2. Elliott wave takes a while to play out, bro. So I love that we're going through this to see this, because there's 2 things we're going to learn from this. Okay. The first thing is I'm learning a new technique, which is Elliott wave. I'm paying attention. The second thing that we're learning from this is, just because we're all looking at that fucking $93,000 to $97,000 level, you guys got to keep in mind, if we're looking at it, then guess who else sees it, right? If you think we are so smart and we see that level, I'm telling you right now, the market makers know that we see that level. Like the whales, Larry Fink, Michael Saylor, these guys know that we are looking at that level. So I don't want to trick myself out or fake ourselves out, but I also want to look at, it would be nice to see how much trading happened around 101,000, bro. Like, my V theory with the level, how much trading actually happened around 101? Is this a very heavily traded area between 100 and 103,000? Or because the reason I'm asking that is because what if we don't go down to that 93 or 96 and we just grind sideways from here, and they all just are like, you know what? Everyone's waiting for 96,000. So what the whales are going to do, they're just going to buy that shit up at this level in small amounts and keep the price sideways for a little while. You know, that could just as easy happen as us not, you know, as us going to that level that we should, in theory, quote unquote, go to. We could also just grind sideways for a little while, for like a week or two, around the 100 to 103, $104,000 level, just kind of a sideways grind. Is there any way to see how much activity happened between there?
Like as far as what volume and stuff?
Maybe just you know, how many candlesticks are in that range between 100 and 104?
Yeah, I can pull that up. But what I was saying in the beginning, why I didn't see this and I was blind to this, is first of all, the break of structure here, the change of character, right? We had this in the middle as support, and we just completely fell through it. That changes the character because we're making a new low, and that shows you that the market is starting to shift in the opposite direction. But not only that, man, like this is clearly 100% an Elliott wave move here, right? We came up, we retested the extreme of wave one, and we got rejected off of it. And if I had just opened my mind and looked at this thoroughly instead of being, you know, having directional bias, then I probably would have seen that a little more clearer and took that trade, but I didn't. And so that's a lesson learned. And now, you know, move on from it, learn from the mistake and move on. But look how beautiful that trade would have been, man. As soon as we broke the structure here, changed the character, and then came back for a retest on this previous, you know, area of support, flipping it into resistance. That is the prime entry for a trade. And didn't see it, man. That would have been an incredible trade. 106 to 100,000, dude. That would have been a good move. But anyways, we move on, learn from it, move on. And what were you asking, Siri?
So I was just saying, you know, based on that theory, and I'm glad you pointed that out, because that shows Elliott wave theory within Elliott wave, a bigger trend. Like,
yes,
that's a smaller five wave pattern. I'm sorry, that's a 3-wave technically, right?
No, that's 5 waves.
That is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, that is 5. Yeah, so you have the smaller 5-wave within a bigger 1
wave.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool, dude. I like Elliott theory.
Yeah, it is cool, man. It is cool.
I like that, how it does that. It's like a bigger trend within a smaller trend, because that's what investing is. It's a timeless. You can't look at time left to right. That's my biggest lesson I'm learning right now. Stop looking left to right on a chart, because if you just look left to right, you're going to miss 95% of what these sneaky bastards are doing with the price action. Yeah. So look at your chart from right to left. Look at it upside down. Look at it 7 ways to Sunday. Don't look at it left to right only, because you'll get wrecked doing that. But the only thing I was saying is, based on my V theory, right? I'm just saying how much trading happened between 100 and 104, meaning if not a whole lot of trading or candles have been opened and closed within that range, I think that our likelihood to stay in that range goes up. So that's what I was saying. Has there been a lot of candles that closed between 100 and 104, or do we have a gap over there? Because if we have a gap, you know, where's that gap? I see it.
Since we started this move up, this is our volume profile to the right here.
So where's the narrowest gap up top is where? I got to zoom in. I can't see shit.
Oh, sorry.
98,000, bro. 97.5.
Yeah.
Look at that
gap right here.
Look at the pocket there. So, okay. So that did not help my argument at all. That just confirmed that the market makers may want to take us to that 97. But again, that's 2 strikes of possibly going down to 97, but don't think that the whales don't see that shit, because they do. Man, this is tough, bro, because the psychological break of going below 100K, I think, is gonna make the mama's boys and the noobs go, I hate Bitcoin. And you know, if that's the case, it goes back to the other thing I was saying. If you bought Amazon or Facebook stock and it was $1.07 and then it fell down to 97 cents, would you be crying, or would you still hold the asset? you'd still hold the asset. You wouldn't drop the asset over a couple of pennies. So
Yeah.
Bitcoin is just as sexy at $97,000 as it is at $112,000. It's just a slight correction. It's not a big deal. So the two things I say why 97 looks good, it would reset the indicators from this brutal run up that we've had. You have a pocket right there on the volume gap. So market makers could take it there, make a couple of trades. You'd have Larry Fink, Michael Saylor, and all these cats being able to buy Bitcoin under $100,000 again, which is always a good deal for them. So those are three reasons why we go to 97K.
Yeah.
The only reason I have right now for us not going there would be a correction up to wave 4. If this was the end of the slight downtrend, maybe we have another pump back up to 107.
I mean, dude, if we consider this to be wave 1 of that reversal, wave 1, wave 3, I mean, I think if we just look to, the 0.5, typically, when we're mega bullish, I mean, a lot of times we'll go to the 0.382. I mean, you never really know. What I'm looking at here is this order block and how much volume, how much we pushed up from this order block and that inefficiency there with the volume gap. We've come down, we filled that that fair value gap right here, which all it is just the sellers couldn't fill the buy orders, quickly enough, or the sell orders couldn't fill quickly enough. And what happens, we'll come back down and then they'll hit it again and finally sell their orders, and that'll cause buying, and then we'll push back to the upside. So that could be one thing that we're doing, just filling in this fair value gap and continue up. I mean, we're starting to come back to this order block as well. This is an even order block. We haven't, there's been the same amount of selling and buying in that order block, but they still have it valid on the chart, which it won't be after we come out of it. I don't know, man. We could have just came down for a liquidity grab, filled those sell orders and come back up. I don't know. But either way, I don't think that this is a reversal to the downside. I don't think that the market's shifting and we're just going to come all the way back down to 76 or 80,000. I'm looking 95 to 98,000, dude. If this doesn't correct back up and continue to the upside, I think 97, 95, something like that.
Yeah, it's basically the level of what I was seeing from 103 if we drop below, and we're at 102, 101. We're at 101.6 right now, I believe. So it's the psychological thing right now where are we gonna, because everybody's looking at that. They're like, oh shit, we're gonna fall below 100,000. That's what the noobs, that's what retail's thinking, right? Retail is thinking, oh shit, we're going below 100,000 again. Yeah. If that happens and we go to 97, what happens if we go back down to 90? Because that's the level right below that. The next gap is down at 87 to 90. But again, this ties into the market maker's hat. You have to think psychologically. I don't think we see 90 to 92. Although we could see as low as 93, I don't think we go below 93.
Yeah, 93 would be that 0.5 in the market. But I mean, look how much stronger these buys get the lower you go. So we had massive buying here outweighing the sells, and then you see it gets a little lower, and then now you see we're halfway. So, I mean, these levels are strong to come back and retest. And so, I mean, we've always got that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And it wouldn't be the end of the day. I think, like you're saying, that the thing you need to look at is entering a motherfucking long at that point, because that would be gorgeous. But even on the short time frame, I would even dare go this far, Wes. I would say that these bastards, they may not be done trading this range right now. When I say this range, I mean 100 to 105 or 107. There's still a little room that they could squeeze out between 100 and 107,000, right? Yeah. There's a little bit of gaps. Holy shit, let's not talk about that $72,000 gap. That's the bear market vibes right there. That's where we're going into bear. We'll go down there. But no, between 100 and 107-ish. Is there a little more trading? I mean,
this is the weekly, man. This is where we officially reversed here. And I mean, you can see we have these gaps here. This one, I think, is what we're trying to fill now, man, is this fair value gap.
98.
Come back, get those sell orders, and continue up. I mean, That would make the most sense to me as far as smart money goes.
Yeah. I mean, and then you're looking at the one below it down at $80,000, $76,000.
You're supposed to look when you have two of them close together like that. You're supposed to look at the one that's below the 0.5, which would be this one. But I'm trying to ignore that fact.
You're trying to ignore that 90. I know. I see that one too.
It is what it is, man. I learned that the other day too. They use the what is it? The gamma something. I had it the other day. Anyway, so like when you have fair value gaps filled up on both sides, you're supposed to put the little gamma box up, and whichever one is under the 0.5 is the one that you're supposed to look at technically.
Well, and look, that 92,000 is in that. 92,000 is right there in that.
I mean, look what happened here, dude. We had a fair value gap here as well. That's why they call it smart money concepts, man. Dude. This is exactly why.
Yeah, and I see that. I see that, bro. From 84 to 92, I see the block from 84 to 92 as a chunk, and I see 69 to 80. 69 to 80 is going to be our bear market, I believe. We'll come back down to 69 or 80. That'll be our bear market bottom, like after the run. I don't think we go to 69 to 80 right now. I think the market makers are saving that shit for after the run. I think we're safe there. However, yeah, I agree. From 84,000 to 92,000 is the next range. I would say 84 to 92. There is a good solid chance of us going anywhere down there. That would tap the 0.618 beautifully right in the middle of that. That's 618 right in the middle of that block, 84 to 92. Yeah. So here's the deal.
We could go there.
The question is
on the radar.
It might take a little while though. Like if this is what is this? This is the monthly, right? Or the weekly. So you're looking at 1, 2, possibly it could happen in 2 weeks. Sure. They could dump. I mean, between Trump and Elon fighting and all this crazy shit, Zelensky and Putin, they came out and said Zelensky blew up all Putin's ships, and then they came out the next day and said, no, he blew up empty planes and all this shit. I mean, we don't even know what the fuck is going on anymore in this world. We can't even trust, like, even X. Like, as much as I like X, like, even X, the leader of X, is wrapped up in a feud with the president, right? It's like, you don't even know what the fuck is going on. And so keeping a fair level head, just look at the price chart and ignore the bullshit. What me and Wes are showing you guys right now, I believe, is a good solid look of the chart makes the news, right? When they say the news makes the charts, well, sometimes the charts makes the news. We're getting ready just in case this dump happens, and they will come out and they will come up with some reason. There will be a reason why, right? Maybe there's no reason. Maybe Bitcoin just needs to go to that level, bro, to cool off. So I agree with what Wes is saying. I think it's on the radar between 84 and 96-ish, whatever. But that being said, Bitcoin could do a little fake Tokyo, come down to right about where you're at, 97, and continue to bounce and run. Yeah. So those are the two things I'm looking at.
We do have a fair...
There's a good amount of support.
Volume here. Yeah, fair volume. I mean, it's, that fair value gap. It's got decent volume. We could bounce there, but just keep it on your radar, guys. Just know that these levels are there, and it would make sense to go there. I mean, so don't be surprised if it does happen. There is something I want to switch to, though. Something I was looking at. All right, and that is, all right. Hear me out, dude. Hear me out. Okay, so for the bullish side of this, right? For the bullish side of this, am I looking at this right? I think it's on the daily. All right. Bullish side. Now, we've been keeping up with the last time we had our move up and then that trail sideways. Did it again here, move up, trail sideways. We've been comparing these things for a long time. And I can't help but to notice a lot of similarities with the move that we had here and the move that we're having now. The only difference is the angle at which they moved. This one's had a little bit sharper angle going up. This one's been a little more flat. But they've all come up and gotten into this blue zone, which is the previous high, got into the blue zone, and now we're correcting. And then we've had our move up. Because some people are saying, well, are we going to just have this move up? Because people are comparing it to this move here, right? And then so everybody's expecting, because it happened here, we moved up and then we just trailed sideways. So everybody's looking at these moves here as what just happened. But I'm thinking, just because where everything sits and how everything's retested, the market structure on it, where the moving averages are, I'm thinking that this makes sense to be more so where we are comparatively. What are your thoughts on that, man?
I think that's very good. I think that's a very good observation. I wouldn't have seen it if you hadn't pointed it out, but now that you've pointed it out, I my eye gets drawn to the first pattern being the huge sideways consolidation, right? Like,
Yeah.
and that means possibly going back down to $75,000. like if this sideways wave, like let's just go way out on a limb for a minute. Let's go way out on a limb. Let's just say this is a massive sideways accumulation, which would break us below 91,000, would break below that blue box zone in the middle you have. But what if Bitcoin just says, screw you guys, I'm going to range sideways till fucking October, and just goes from, 110 down to 70 and then back up to 110 again before going to 275K. That kind of shit would bore so many people out, but I don't want to go off that track. Let's go back to what you're saying. The first block being compared to the next one. Yeah, dude, you could technically be in that euphoria stage. The only thing I would say would definitely put us up to 120 on the next move. Like,
yeah, because I mean, looking at the moving averages and when we bottomed out compared to what happened here, you look at the moving averages, you see that we retested it one last time, that 50, we broke through the 20, retested the 50, and then we shot up. And I'm kind of seeing the same thing, man. We bottomed out, we've retested our 20 moving average, fell through the 20. We have officially fallen through the 50 as well on the daily. That is what it is, man. I can't ignore that.
I like that.
There's a subtle difference in, that, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Using that theory, Wes, that would put us up to 120, 100 and shit. If you measure that and compare it, that goes above 120. No, that goes up to 130-ish.
I think I had it at 150, and I did the gains to be the same. It's 140 something, 140-ish. So,
and then there would be a retest down to 100,000. Oh, Bitcoin fell. You can hear the headlines. Bitcoin fell from 140,000 all the way down to $107,000. It's over for Bitcoin. I could hear the headlines now.
Yeah. So, because we didn't believe when this was finally moving up, we had finally reversed. I mean, we did talk about it on the channel here. We were probably, some of the few that were saying that, no, this is a breakout. We are about to break out of this finally. And you remember, because we broke the structure here, we made a new high, and we did that W pattern on the moving averages right there, made that W pattern, and then just kept going up. And we saw that about to happen, but everybody was in denial, right? They didn't believe it. So it's kind of the same thing here. Everybody's expecting us to fall all the way back down.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I could see that. And that W pattern in your smaller box on the left, your smaller W pattern.
Yeah.
I just saw it. Where did I see it?
Right here.
I just saw it. Yeah. So if you look at that, now go to the right and you see a big ass W right there with your purple, where you kind of have that ascending wedge. You see your ascending wedge, and then it look at that W. You see what I'm talking about? Go to your ascending wedge pattern in the middle of the two yellow boxes. You got two yellow lines, kind of ascending channel.
Oh, here?
No. To your left.
Where are you looking at?
To your left. In the middle.
Here.
Yeah. You see that W?
Yeah. Yep.
So if you compare that W right there, now go back to the small W in your first yellow box. Look what happened. Yellow or purple W, run and bounce, and then a trigger. Now look at the size of this W.
Yeah, we had that kind of on the closes. Now the wick went down, but on the closes we had that W pattern here. And so, like, dude, this. Yeah, I mean, there's so many.
That's kind of similar.
The only difference between what happened here and what happened here is the angle and the time frame.
Yeah.
So, but as far as like where we're at on the chart compared to where we started correcting, that's exactly where we were, man. We had that breakdown, and everybody was screaming that we were just going to fall all the way back down, and we didn't.
I really like this, but let me come back at you with this. You see how we consolidated a long time with that last pattern. Now look at your two big boxes of what I said of 100,000 down to 80,000. The reality of us. I feel like we just touched the damn 20, and now we had this huge run up, and now the 20, because that is a 20 day,
No.
right? The blue, what is that? The 50 or what is that?
The blue, that's the
blue line,
200.
200. Okay, the
That's the
200 day.
200.
All right, so if the 200 day is slowly rising up, and we come down to meet it yet again,
It's at 91,451. So, I mean, think about
that's
that,
pretty
man.
incredible. I don't know, man. I think your euphoria stage may get a halt only because that sideways accumulation in this channel. You're in a bigger channel now. You're in the $70,000 to $100,000 Bitcoin channel, and I said this a couple months ago. I said that think of Bitcoin as being between 70 cents and $1.10. And if it fluctuated between 70 cents and $1.25, even, let's say it fluctuated between that range, you wouldn't give a shit. If you're holding Facebook stock or Amazon stock back in the 90s, you wouldn't give a shit. If you're convicted in Facebook and Amazon in the 90s, which is what I believe Bitcoin is now, Bitcoin is actually better than both of those. So Bitcoin right now is technically Amazon stock or Facebook stock in the 90s. Let's just look at it that. Let's forget the triple digits. Let's say Bitcoin's going from $1.10 down to 70 cents. Who gives a shit? And could it happen? It could. Look at the S pattern forming right now. If we don't, I'll go one step further, Wes. If we don't break above 112 soon, I dare say that gives us grounds to go back down to that $90,000 potential 200-day moving average one more time. And then who's to stop us from completing a complete sideways S? You could see it forming kind of. The second part already went higher. So technically we're in an uptrend, but if we get rejected at this blue box zone between 104, 112, whatever it is, 110, if we reject, I would say we could go slightly below the 200-day moving average again and bounce off, close to that freaking, I don't even want to say it. I don't think we're going that low, but maybe $91,000, $90,000 level, dude. So I see the bull case. I see the bear case. I think we're in a very tricky time in the market. I think we're in June right now, which none of us expected to not be at 120 by now. We all thought we'd be at 120, but we're not. We're poking around 100,000. So you have to look at that with the lens of, if the market makers made us wait January, February, March, April, May, June, 5 months we've been waiting and we haven't seen 120, but yet people are saying that 120 was going to be the top. No, 120 is not the fucking top. And if we're going to get rejected here and go sideways, you just wait till the euphoria stage kicks up. And this only triples down on my conviction of a $275,000 Bitcoin within 6 months. So yeah, so I'm good. I'm good either way. If we go back down to 91, I don't even give a shit. I think it's a long sideways consolidation, but that would put us into August, September, and then we have the euphoric run from $97,000 Bitcoin up to 275 in 3 months. Holy shit! Yeah. I mean.
So we just started a new daily candle, just opened up. It looks like it's trying to go down a little more. Let's see if we drop below that wick or if we can stay above that wick. That wick is at 100,400. 100,420, we'll say that. What is the official number? 100,426. I like 420 better, but let's see what happens, man. I mean, we're already starting to make a bearish candle here. It could be a fake out. I mean, the 100, you put the 100 between the 200 and the 50, that's sitting at the $97,000, $98,000 level as well. So I think that is a huge level. Fair value gap, high volume, be considered a good pullback, a decent pullback as far as fib levels go, right? We're close to the 0.5, and we're sitting at the 100. Let's come down, kiss the 100, and continue up, man. Get the fuck out of this. But a lot of people are thinking, like, when you look at the weekly chart and you compare it to, hold on, excuse me. You look at the weekly chart and you compare these to the previous cycle. What happened the previous cycle? Well, we came up, we had the Terra Luna shit, FTX stuff, and then we came up and barely made a new all-time high. So a lot of people are scared and they're looking at this right now. What's happened? We made an all-time high, we came up, and then we barely made a new one. They're comparing these together. And look, I would be a liar if I said I haven't thought about that or looked at that as well.
Again, if you're looking at it, then the market makers know that you're looking at it, and they are looking at it too. So maybe, but I'll go one step further. Maybe they're drawing that motherfucker to look just like that on purpose, because they're now what they will do. That just gives me another thesis to say why they're going to drop us down to 97, because it's going to trigger that panic. We got Wall Street, we got Larry Fink. These guys don't play fair. They don't play fair. This is Wall Street, bro. So yeah, would they draw a dirty pattern like that and make everyone have, Terra Luna phobia? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do I think it'll be the start of the bear market if we go to 97,000? Hell no. I do think that they'll try to draw it though, and they'll try to scoop cheap Bitcoin under $100,000. So I can't help but be bearish right now, short term. I think long term, this is actually the best thing that could ever happen to us. I think it still solidifies my $275,000. I don't think I'm delirious on this. I do see that it looks like, oh shit, we're about to go into a bear market. It looks like that. We're going to go to $54,000 and below, 40,000. Garrett Salaway is probably already making a $40,000 call right now. We're going down to 54, and then we're going to scoop under like we did over here. We're going to go down to 45,000. I don't think so. I think what happens is we go down. We need to cool off. Look how steep we ran up. We need a cool off. The halfway mark is around $70,000. I don't think we go that low. I think we'd be good to go down to 97, possibly even 90 to really cool off the indicators. But I don't think that we're going into a bear market. I just don't see that.
Yeah. So just looking at what happened back here when we did have that move up, I mean, it does look really similar. This part of it, right? I'm not talking about the entire move, just this part here. When you look at what happened here before we ended up making that new all-time high, it does kind of look the same, right? We had our pullback here, the 20 turned red, we'll pull back here, 20 turned red, started moving up, we came back, we retested, fell through the 20, retested the 50, and then we moved up. So if we did the same thing, fell through the 20, retested the 50, by the time we get to it, it's going to be around $93,000, which is the 0.5 Fibonacci. So that is where I'm going to make my line in the sand. That is like my bottom, dude. 95,000. Then you look at where we're at now. We're at 100,000. Dude, we just went from 15,000, 14, whatever we went to, and now we're back to 100. Like, we've already taken the bulk of that drop. And $5,000, man, just bring it on, dude. Like, let's just get it over with. Hell, 10,000, I'll take that as well. Like, I'm not. It is what it is, man. Opportunity.
And I'll take it down to 75,000. I don't give a shit. I'm like to me, 70 to 115 ain't shit. I keep comparing it to 70 cents to $1.15. It's just the way I see it. Maybe it's because when I got into Bitcoin, it was only $3,000. Bitcoin was literally $3,000 when I got into watching it every day. Ethereum was $75. So to me, watching this bastard move, my brain doesn't look at it the same way as most people. I've over obsessed with it to the point where, they say diminishing returns. Well, you also have to look at the upside of the numbers. You're playing with bigger numbers. And when you're playing with bigger numbers, you're playing with bigger ranges. I think everyone forgets that. I think everyone thinks that, from 3 to 12,000 is a huge move. It's not. 3 to 12,000 wasn't that big of a move. That, and from 100 to 115 isn't a big move either. It sounds big because you're like, oh, that's $15,000, but it's in perspective. It's not. It's really not. And the higher we go, the smaller that happens. Like, the ranges are going to be seeming like it's more, but it's really not. It's really not a huge range. It's a 30% range. And what is Bitcoin known for? 30% corrections in a bull market. So if you went from 115 down to 70, guess what, guys? That's a normal fucking correction for a Bitcoin bull market. I'm just saying, like, if the worst came to worse and it was nuclear war tomorrow with Putin and Zelensky and China and everybody wanted to hit the fucking bombs, and then Bitcoin tanks to $70,000, everyone would say, that's it, we're going to zero. I would put in a fucking long at $70,000. I would long the shit out of it. And so I'm just saying, you got to look at the extreme. My extreme case is, 70. That's my extreme nuclear warfare case. My next one is probably around that $80,000 mark. But above those is obviously 97 and 93. We fall below 97, we're going to 93. I personally think we may just go down to 97, trade sideways. I think we could trade sideways here a little bit. I think the market makers are playing with everybody. I'm still in the camp right now over the next 3 to 5 days. Two things are going to happen. One, we go sideways, or two, we go down. I don't see enough strength for us to run up right now. I just don't. I'm bearish either way short term, but I think a retest down to that crucial level of 97 is needed. I think it's wanted. But I think the market makers are using my V theory, and what they're doing is they're going to sneakily buy Bitcoin in the range of 100 to 104. I think that's what they're doing. They're just buying in this range. So I think my call right now still is that we go sideways between 100 and 103 or 104 for the next 2 or 3 days. And then I think they're going to, after they're done playing with us, then I think they will drop us down to the 97. That's my best guess, with all factors included. I just think that the market makers are building this level of the building. They're just they want to own the range of 100 to 104. And that's what I think they're doing right now.
Yeah, I like that. And another thing, man, is like, the reason I'm, looking towards the smart money concepts a little heavier is because that is pretty much who's controlling the market. And you can see that these things have filled. This one got filled back here. This one got filled here. There was a second one that didn't get filled. So, I mean, maybe that's what we do here. Maybe we just fill that first one, and the bottom of that, 97, 98,000. Then we have that high volume. Maybe we fill that, go sideways a little bit, and then we continue up. I don't know, but I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm watching it. I'm not scared right now. I don't think the bull market's over. I think it's far from over. We still have a lot of time left in this market. And I wouldn't say a lot of time. We still got a good bit of time left in this cycle.
Yeah, I'm still $275,000 Bitcoin within the next 5
take a lot,
months. I think it's gonna happen, dude. I'm telling you, it's gonna roll, dude. It's gonna roll. She's gonna roll. It's just right now that's why I said they're playing their game, man. BlackRock is buying Bitcoin, ETFs, countries are buying it. We need the cool off to 97. Like I said, I would take a freaking cool off down to shit.
What did we do last cycle from
90,000?
All-time high?
Good.
From all-time high, previous all-time high to the new one, we did 255% on the previous cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So if we went from there to there, we're only up 60. Damn it, I should have.
So go 255.
Oh, I am. I am.
Shit, you know I'm going there. You guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, please. We're almost at 1,000 followers. We need y'all's love and support. Hit the like and subscribe. We don't ask you for no money. This is what we do for free. Let's see it
all the way up. I can't even get there.
Yeah, scroll that motherfucker. But
listen,
down.
This is what.
No. You got to pull that shit.
Oh
up.
No, I'm going to.
All right. I thought you were trying to cop out on that.
No. This is what we have to think of diminishing returns too, man.
Like, you can think of that all you want, but use the same
like 2,000%.
But just use it first.
Right here. Go 246,000. That's 256%. So that'd be 200. We'll say 250,000.
250. So my 275
from all-time high to all-time high.
Yeah, my 275. Now, keep in mind, I know they say this time is different. Keep in mind, we didn't have Wall Street on any of those, right? Wall Street was not,
I don't know if that's
Bitcoin was
good or
not really,
bad.
well, I would say that it's bad for the manipulation side, but it's good for the capital, right? Because what they're going to do, that's why I said 250 is like conservative. That's why I say 275. I think 275 is conservative because I think what'll happen,
Look
you know,
what it did that, huh?
Wall Street moves the needle and then they let retail run it and then they sell into retail. That's how Wall Street works. So I think what happens is Wall Street moves the needle, right? Wall Street will move the needle toward 250 and people will go, oh shit. And then retail will flood the fucking, and when retail floods in towards that 250, retail will pump it up to 275, 300 ish, maybe a little higher. And Wall Street will be selling into retail at those levels. That's why I keep saying
Bro,
275.
if 275 happens, I will welcome it, dude. 100%. But we have to look. One, yeah, that Wall Street is in it. That is kind of scary. But two, like the diminishing returns, man. The previous one we did 1600 and that's 160x, right? Or is that a 16x? I don't fucking know. That would be a 16x, right?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Right? Something like that. 16x. And then we go from doing a 1,600 and whatever percent gain from top to top to 250 top to top. I mean, that's a big slice, dude. That is a big slice. If we do 250, I'll be absolutely happy. I'll be ecstatic. My question is, go ahead.
I would want to go down. This is why I say I would almost want to retouch the top of that fucking $72,000 big, like let Kim Jong-un come out with some shit, bro, on Twitter. Let somebody tweet something stupid, bro. And I'm telling you, could that not happen? Everyone says, oh, well, that could never happen. I think that your blue box uptrend is more realistic to happen. That big blue box zone, I think that's more realistic than us going to 70. I don't really think that's going to happen. But look at the gap between 70 and 80 in the volume. The market makers see that hole and they see the one below it at 50,000. And there's a reason those gaps are there. Don't kid yourself. Like, there's something that either happened and they never got back around to it, or there's something they're planning in the future to where they want to fill that hole. Yeah. So I'm not saying we're going to go there, but I'm just saying, could you imagine if we did go between 70 and 80? You know how many people that would fucking destroy? And meanwhile, your Facebook, Amazon stock went from $1.14 down to 70 cents and you panic so and you get out and you say this asset sucks. When I looked at this asset when it was $3,000 and now it's at $73,000, and I'd be like, you're fucking crazy. I'm buying more. Like, maybe I'm a psycho though. I just look at it like that. I'm looking for those 2020 deals, baby. Let's see that, because the $70,000 Bitcoin right now is the equivalent of the COVID crash back when I got in. The COVID crash bought Bitcoin to $3,000 and Ethereum to $75. And shortly thereafter, I bought a freaking car with my Ethereum. When it went from $75 to $600, I rode that ride all the way up, bro. Yeah. So I'm telling you, if we did get a worldwide kind of crazy shit, not saying I want that to happen. God knows I don't, but I'm just saying if we did, the reality of it is, even if Bitcoin did fall to that level, you should be ecstatic and jump all over that bitch. That's all I'm saying. But I don't think we're going there. I think 97 is the first level to watch. I'm kind of sideways. I think they're playing games right now. I think Fink and them are buying this level between 100 and 104. And then I think we go to 97. They're just torturing us right now. So that's why I say it was going to be sideways. I'm going to scalp trade. I'm going to be farming the airdrop on lighter. So I don't really give a shit. If they want to play these games, I'll trade the 5-minute chart. I'll make $1 a minute like a phone sex operator. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
like a cheap.
That's where it's at right now, man. Yeah, the swing trades, and I'm still beating myself up. I mean, look at this, dude. This gray zone here. I mean, look how beautiful of a trade that would have been, dude. We came right up to it and got rejected. Oh my God, I wish I would have seen that. But it's all good, man. I didn't catch it. We'll catch the next one. But that's the fifth wave here. So we can expect some kind of corrective move up. We'll see. Maybe we get another corrective move up here to this order block, fill that order block at 106 and go back down to start a new wave. I don't know. That's something I'm probably looking for. I mean, we'll see.
Holmes says it's begun. Fed bought 20 billion in 3-year treasuries about 2 weeks ago, as no one else would.
Now this looks bullish.
Not selling my Bitcoin unless we hit 200K. GMB says 2 billionaires beefing. No matter who loses, we win.
That is true.
Putting my orders in now. Done playing chess. LOL. Was listening to y'all playing Blitz and Rapid. So yeah, dude. And I'm gonna have to jump off here in a minute, Wes, but I'm definitely going to be looking for the short to 97. But in the meanwhile, I'll be scalp trading and farming over on Lighter.
There you go, man.
And I like it, dude. I'm glad you put me onto that. Now, you said that may or may not be as good. And 2 viewers on YouTube, 40 viewers on X. So shout out to our X people.
Look, hey, I'll take
shout out to our YouTube too.
Yeah, we get a lot of views afterwards, man. We got 70 on the last one. I'm okay with that, man. I'm okay with getting views after it's live.
Oh,
I don't have no problem with that. But let's so the Lighter thing, yes. It's speculation, obviously, man. No airdrop is guaranteed, but I mean, let's be real here, man. Like they're going to do an airdrop. They want their own token. They're going to decentralize it, so they have to have a token. And why would they be giving points, right? So we all know what's happening here. Yeah. But here's the thing, man: is Lighter has with Hyperliquid, they gave out your referral code, and you can use it multiple times. Doesn't matter. With Lighter, you can only use your referral code so many times. So there's less traders, less people farming it, is what I'm trying to say. So some people speculate that it could be better than the Hyperliquid airdrop because there's fewer people farming it. So does that make sense?
Yeah, but is it VC funded or is it community funded like Hype?
I don't think there's been any kind of funds allocated to it yet. I haven't seen anything, but I got to look on DeFi Llama, see if they have any.
I did notice something with the updates. It seemed like twice it happened right before a violent move was incoming that Lighter wanted to do an update. And I was like, all right, well, I was technically out of a trade on the second one. The first one, I was in the middle of a trade, had to close out just because I didn't want to get
you off.
They didn't kick me off. I had the option to upgrade within 50 seconds or it would automatically upgrade. Right.
I don't like that, dude. Wow.
I didn't like it either, but I said, okay, I closed my trade out, took my $1.50 off the table, put it in my pocket, hit the upgrade button, everything opened up and it was smooth. It only took 3 seconds to do, right? It didn't take long. So I'm good with that. When it did it again, I started saying, what the fuck is going on now? That's twice in one day. I wasn't big on that, but the second one, I was out of a trade anyway. So I was okay with it. I was like, all right, whatever. But that's something to keep in mind. Just keep an eye on if that happens, you know.
Okay.
But other than that, dude, it's been very good to me. I've actually doubled my $40, turned it into almost 100.
Good, man.
In less than 2 days, and I'm learning the VWAP a little more, and I
like that you're trading again, dude.
I do too.
I like that you're trading again, man.
Because I walked away from it for a while and I was like, fuck this. I had an attitude and I was just like, got emotional. And I'm like, I do need to get back in. I just realized swing trading and scalp trading seem to be what I'm best at. And so why do I keep trying to do this other shit? Right. Why do I keep trying to do these crazy, like limit order and like, let me, go into a 6-month trade. The shit don't work. Shit ain't working, bro. Like it's not. And using 70x leverage, that shit ain't working either. So I'm finding what works and I'm gonna stick to it and slow and steady, man. Even I told Bop, dude, I made 87 cents. If you think I ain't taking my 87 cents and closing the fucking trade, you're crazy, bro. Give me my 87 cents. I'm dead serious. You think I'm playing? Because look, where else are you going to sit there and click a mouse and make 90 cents
look,
in 10 seconds? I'll
here's
do
the
it.
thing, though, man. There are something that I've screwed up on is I was more worried about. So I wasn't letting my trades run long enough, and so even though I was winning more trades, I was still losing because I was holding on to my losses, thinking that the market was going to bounce back.
Come
and
back.
then
Yeah.
next thing I know, I'm negative $20 instead of just cutting my, putting in a good stop loss at -5. I held on hoping that it was going to turn around and lose $20. And so now I'm trying to figure out risk management strategy, like when to take my stop losses and when to take my profits, holding on to the profits a little longer. And I think a 1.5 risk to reward is kind of where I'm sitting right now. I'd like for it to be, 2, a double reward, but I'm not there yet. So,
well, I'm gonna put the video out, and I might have you help me with the thumbnail. Put a video out of the how to scalp on lighter, just because I'm doing it anyway. I'm sitting here doing it. Might as well record it, and maybe have you throw a thumbnail on it. So, but I want to say, I went through that too, and it made me quit trading for a while. So now when I come back and I see process, that, man. It's like if you're in the green though for 87 cents or $1, fuck that shit, dude. I mean, what is it gonna? I'm gonna take.
So when you cut your losses though,
so I don't. This is the beauty.
Cents?
No, this is the beauty.
Oh hell,
I'm not cutting my fucking losses. I know it sounds psychotic, but I'm using such small amounts, bro.
I know.
Here's the thing. I found the secret.
Oh my god.
No. Here's the thing. Because
I know what you're doing, because I do it too.
Check this out. Yeah. The liquidation level, right, is $2,700 Ethereum.
I know, but if it goes in the opposite direction.
Yeah, but I don't think they're doing that right now. I don't think we're doing big moves. I think BlackRock's accumulate. So this is my niche, right?
You're trading ranges.
I'm trading my ranges, but I'm playing against the whales because I know the whales are accumulating right now. You can feel it. They're just sneaky buying. So what I'm doing is I'm saying, well, they're not going to run it up to $3,000. We're not getting a monster pump to $3,000 out of nowhere right now. I'm not going to say it can't happen. But I'm just saying, I'm like,
100K came fast.
It did. But even if it did, I'd be down $20-$30. Like I'm decreasing the amount of my trades and using the same amount of leverage, but decreasing the dollar amount. So I'm keeping my wins, if that makes sense. So in other words, I started with 40, right? And I'd put 20 on the line, 36x leverage. Then as I won a little more, I started decreasing my leverage and decreasing the amount of trades. So for each trade now, I'm still trading around $20 to $30, but my portfolio is back at 100. So even if I did get wiped out on some psycho move, it would only take me back down to where I started. I'm still farming the airdrop. I only put in $40. So with $40, you know what I'm saying? I'm playing with small amounts that even if I lost 100% of the portfolio, I still get to farm for the airdrop. And I don't think that's going to happen because I'm staying above my limit. Like I'm locking in my original capital. I'm putting that aside. I may even withdraw it. Like, in other words, I may just pull out $50 that I already made, put that shit to the side and restart at $40 again tomorrow so that I'll just keep going forward. And, what's been working, check this out. Check this out.
Keep doing it.
If it goes negative $1.50, which it does, I'll walk away from the computer for 30, 40 minutes, whatever. I don't give a shit. I'll walk away and come back. And because it's so tight to the 20 EMA, I'll wait till it goes back up to $1.50. It's not costing anything. I'll take the $1.50 off when it's in the green. And it's been working, dude. That's what I'm saying. That shit has been working for me. Okay. And I don't want to rock the boat while it's working. I know it's not huge wins. It's small, steady wins. But I'll take that shit, man. I'll take that shit all the way to the bank. I don't even care. It's better than me trying to do those one-off trades of like $40 with like 70x leverage. I've stopped doing that shit.
Yeah, definitely not that. Yeah.
GMB said, my boy said he don't lose. I found the secret and I'm liquidated. Siri will come back on Monday morning and says, guys, I lost it all. Scratch that. No, I think I've got a good little system here. We'll see though. We'll see how it plays
Okay.
out. I'm gonna keep at it.
Awesome, man.
I'm gonna make a video explaining what I'm doing, just because I know it sounds crazy right now, but again, I'm pulling off 87 cents. I'm pulling
Hey,
off $1.10, $1.50. So
make
I'm
that
not. It's
dollar, man.
not that fucking risky. What I'm saying, it's really just penny pinching. I'm just taking a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit. I'm nibbling, but that's what scalping is. Scalping is just little nibbles, in and out, baby,
Mm,
in and out.
yeah.
Like Muhammad Ali, just back and back up. I'm not staying in there in the fight. I'm getting in, I'm getting the fuck out as soon as I have a chance. So
Yeah.
it's a
There you
cool
go.
little strategy. Let's see how it plays out.
That's what's up, dude. I was watching a video. Ross, what's the trader's name? Ross.
Ross Albright. Oh,
Yes.
no, that's
Yeah.
the Bitcoin guy. That's the guy
No.
that got
Yeah.
me
Okay.
fucked up.
So it's Ross something. He's like a well-known trader. I was watching some of his strategies, and he said that the bulk of his wins happen within 5 minutes. 5 minutes, dude. So you know that's something there. But like you wake up and you trade, but he's trading like the S&P 500 and that shit. I mean, dude, I kind of want to go to the stock side and just see, because once you trade
Once you
crypto
get
for so
good, yeah,
long,
you go in
I
slow
feel like
motion with
stocks is
stocks.
gonna be fucking
Easy
easy,
peasy.
bro.
It is, bro. It is.
So I've thought about that as well, and yeah, dude, I want to put together videos when I feel confident enough that I have a solid strategy. It's been years, man. I've been at it for a while, but I feel like my strategy's coming together pretty well, and I'm figuring out what kind of trader I am. But yeah, I think we should. I think we should put videos together and open up the Discord and have people come in. There's a lot of people that ask me all the time, man, like, how do you trade? What's your strategy? And people want to learn, man. People want to know. So
Absolutely. Yeah. So price targets real quick, and then we'll
let's
jump
do it.
off. So I'm going to stay with my guns without even looking at the charts again. I'm going to stay with my guns of the next 3 to 5 days is sideways accumulation. I think BlackRock is going to keep us between 100 and 104. They're going to tinker and toy around with us a couple more days. They're going to, make everyone sweat the drop. And then just when you think it's not going to drop, I think they're going to dip below, hit the 97, and then everyone's going to say, that's it, it's over with, shake the noobs out. BlackRock's going to get their cheap Bitcoin. And yeah, I think we bounce from 97 after that. So within 72 hours, I think it's sideways. And then I think we go down to 97 by, I guess, we got a week's time frame. 1 week from now, I would say we're probably back around same levels, 104, maybe higher. Maybe we bounce like a SIB off of 97. Depends on current events, but for right now, my bullish case is 103.5. Use that as resistance. My bear case is 97. Below that, obviously 93. But yeah, those are my numbers.
All right. Cool deal, man. Well, you have a good night. No, I'm just kidding. Try to get out of it. I'm not gonna put too much thought in.
Yeah. Your bull case and your bear case, though, both sides.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put too much thought in. I think we're getting a correction right now. We'll, if anything, I think max we come up to about 103, and then we fall back down, maybe double bottom at 100K. That is my bullish. I think double bottom, 100K, come up 103 max, come back to 100K, double bottom, and then continue our move up, finish our corrective phase, and move up. Or we go to 98,000, man. And I think 98,000 to me, just looking at charts and everything else, all the hidden structure, and I think 98,000 is solid, man. 97, 98, and after we hit that, dude, we continue up.
So no falling below the 97. We're both aware.
Yeah.
No falling below it. Me personally, I actually kind of would want to see that. I know that sounds sick, but I would actually want to see if we do go to 97, like, just go ahead, drop that bitch down to 93.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, like, really reset the indicators. And because then it's more sideways grinding. And then think about the blast up. You're not cutting through any bullshit. The next time you come up, all those levels have been bought up. It's like those people that bought it like 97 or 98 or 100, they're not going to fucking sell at 97, 98, 100. Some of them might, but the majority won't. They're going to say, fuck that, I'm waiting. So when you get that 97 or 93,000, think of it as when you come back up. Yeah, people say, oh, there's resistance there because people bought and sold. No, those people, think about it. If you bought that level, you don't want to sell. If you just got in at that level, the majority of people are not going to sell at that level. So when you come up, you're going to slice right through all those levels that have been traded. You're taking the elevator up. Those floors are already full. You're going to cut right above that shit. And where are you going to come back to? 112,000, 100 and, 100 between 104 and 118,000, whatever. So I would like to see, if we do go to 98, I would like to see a dip below the 97 real quick to really flush the shit out so we get that spring and get back comfortably above 104, right? But like I said, I think right now the name of the game is sideways for the next 3 days, bro. I think it's going to be a boring 3 days, fluctuating between 90, let's say 99 and 104. Maybe you get a dip below 100K just for a second, a little sneaky dip, and then, back up. So I think sideways, man, until Thursday with the potential of 97K. I think we're both looking at that, but who knows, man? Shit could turn on a dime. If it does, we'll update you.
Yeah. I like these levels. Man. There's a lot of confluence too around 98. It's where that previous wick is. There's a wick there from the previous range before moving up. It measures out. If you see that head and shoulders, it kind of measures out.
Yeah,
the target for that. Big. The 100 moving average is sitting there. Fair value gap, high volume area, 0.5. I mean, there's a lot of confluence. So yeah, I think that 97, 98 is a good target to the downside.
One day this week, potentially, me and GMB might be FaceTiming you.
Sweet. Yeah, please do.
We go to the Kava.
All right, guys. Well, y'all have fun there and FaceTime me if you go.
We will. We'll make it a 3-way.
Hey, let's
go. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on the beef between Elon and the Orange Man too.
All right, guys, that's gonna do it. Make sure to follow us on all socials at the Crypto Remora. Make sure you follow Siri at Siri Crypto and myself at Crypto MacGyver. Much love, and until next time, peace out.
GMB, I'm going to hit you up on the text, brother.